Has US President Donald Trump lost yet another prized aircraft in the Iran war after giving out an ultimatum over Strait of Hormuz? On camera, the IRGC shares footage showing an American F-15 being tracked and engaged by Iranian air defense systems near Hormuz Island. Iran goes on a winning streak as the military shoots down another aerial threat after F-16, F-35, and MQ-9 Reaper drones. The Iranian military said on March 22 that it had targeted and possibly shot down an enemy F-15 fighter jet during an air defense engagement near Hormuz Island. Iranian reports said the aircraft was intercepted over the country's southern coastal skies, close to Hormuz Island, before ground-based air defense systems fired on it. Fast-linked and other Iranian state-aligned reporting said ground-to-air missile systems of Iran's air defense force struck the American jet after detecting it near the southern coast. A video circulated by pro-Iranian outlets purportedly showed the air defense system locking onto the F-15 before the reported engagement. However, there is still no official confirmation from the United States or Israel that any F-15 was actually lost in the incident. On March 21, Iran claimed that a third Israeli fighter jet had been successfully targeted, describing it as another breakthrough for its air defense network. The IRGC alleged that the Israeli aircraft was an advanced F-16 flying over central Iran and said it was hit by modern air defense systems at around 3:45 a.m., though Israel said one of its aircraft had only come under fire and was not damaged. Meanwhile, Bloomberg reported on March 19 that at least 16 US military aircraft had been destroyed or lost since the start of the Iran war. Bloomberg noted the mounting US losses after Iran also claimed to have struck an F-35, though those Iranian claims were not fully backed by official American confirmation. The report said the US military has lost 10 MQ-9 Reaper strike drones so far in the war, with most of them brought down by enemy fire. Another half a dozen aircraft were badly damaged in attacks or accidents, according to the same Bloomberg reported tally. On March 19, Iran claimed its air defenses had struck a fifth-generation F-35 jet, and footage circulated online that allegedly showed damage to the aircraft. Among the most severe US losses was a KC-135 refueling tanker destroyed during a mid-air operation, killing all 6 crew members on board. 5 other KC-135 aircraft were reportedly damaged while parked at an airfield in Saudi Arabia during an Iranian missile strike. Earlier, on March 1, 3 F-15E Strike Eagles were mistakenly shot down in separate incidents over Kuwait, with all 6 crew members ejecting safely. Trump has threatened to strike Iran's energy infrastructure if Tehran does not fully reopen the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours, warning that US attacks would begin with major power plants. In a strongly worded post, President Donald Trump gave Iran a 48-hour deadline to reopen Hormuz without threat, saying the United States would otherwise hit and obliterate Iranian power plants. Iran has since signaled that the strait remains open for all shipping except vessels linked to what it calls the Islamic Republic's enemies, especially those tied to the US and Israel. Meanwhile, the Iranian Red Crescent has listed extensive damage to civilian infrastructure after US-Israeli attacks, including thousands of residential and commercial units as well as schools, health facilities, and Red Crescent sites.
Although some of our treatment centers are currently out of service, we have not lacked in providing services. For example, our comprehensive rehabilitation center, which had completely shattered windows and collapsed ceilings, and its equipment was destroyed, was completely renovated last Saturday and started accepting patients. Now, people who need rehabilitation and prosthetic limbs, who were previously forced to go to other centers, are coming here or to hospitals in the vicinity. If you go and look, you will see that it has been immediately renovated and the work has been done. However, some hospitals that have sustained more damage are still out of service. But praise be to God, there is no problem in terms of providing services to the people in this area. In terms of facilities and relief equipment, we have no shortage, and the spirit and motivation we have within us have increased. Now we are in the New Year's holiday. I need to be with their families, serving with full motivation. Many countries have contacted me, expressing their willingness to help. I gave them a list of the items we needed. Now, some countries have sent us goods and even medicine and equipment that we required, and we have received them and are distributing them among our operational centers. This is still ongoing. Many friends abroad have asked how they can offer financial support. Because of the unjust sanctions in place, we are using cryptocurrency. Since the beginning of the heinous Zionist and American regime's invasion until now, More than 80,350 civilian units have been targeted, of which approximately 60,779 non-commercial centers were in the provinces, and 24,318 civilian and residential units were in Tehran province. About 18,790 commercial centers have been damaged and targeted. 266 medical centers have been targeted or damaged, including hospitals, clinics, pharmacies, health centers, and emergency centers. 498 schools have either been directly affected or influenced by attacks, and 17 branches and centers of the Red Crescent. 3 rescue helicopters were targeted, 2 in Karg Island and 1 in Bushehr. Unfortunately, 45 rescue vehicles and emergency operation vehicles were directly targeted and destroyed, and 42 ambulances, including a mobile ambulance in the city of La, were directly attacked while loading an injured person, and nothing remains of them. The number of Red Crescent personnel injured is 10, and 1 person from the Red Crescent was killed while providing aid. The medical staff has 12 killed and over 90 injured. We consider these as violations of human rights, and we update our statistics daily, sending them to the esteemed prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, the President of the Red Cross Committee, the President of the Red Cross Federation, the Secretariat of the United Nations Human Rights Council, and all international organizations, so that we can carry out our legal follow-ups and do everything legally that needs to be done. And we have asked all organizations to fulfill their legal responsibility and obligation.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.